The diplomatic hall of the Zephyrian mothership gleamed with bioluminescent panels, casting an ethereal blue glow across the assembled dignitaries. Leo Martinez stood awkwardly in his Earth diplomatic uniform, tugging at the collar as 36 pairs of alien eyes watched him with unsettling intensity. Ambassador Martinez. High Chancellor Vex Thor's voice resonated through the universal translator embedded in Leo's ear. You have been granted a great honor. To solidify the alliance between Earth and the Zephyrian Empire, you may choose any maiden from our court to be your bonded mate. Leo's mind raced. This wasn't in the briefing. Nobody had mentioned anything about choosing a wife. He was just supposed to sign trade agreements and smile for the cameras. The 25-year-old xenolinguist had only been promoted to ambassador 3 weeks ago, after the previous diplomat had contracted Rigelian flu. Leo stammered, his palms sweating. This is very sudden. The human hesitates? Vex Thor's face tendrils twitched with what might have been amusement or offense. Leo couldn't tell. Perhaps humans do not value political alliances as we do? The weight of interplanetary relations pressed down on Leo's shoulders. Refusing could insult them. Earth needed this alliance. The Zephyrians controlled 3 key jump gates that would cut travel time to the outer colonies by months. A line of Zephyrian women stood before him, their skin shimmering in shades of violet and silver. They were beautiful in an otherworldly way. But Leo felt like he was in some bizarre alien game show. His eyes darted across the line, panic rising in his chest. Just pick one, his mind screamed. He closed his eyes, spun slightly, and pointed at random. The hall erupted in chaos. Zephyrians gasped, chittered, and made sounds Leo's translator couldn't parse. Vex Thor's face went through 3 different color shifts. The human security detail tensed, hands hovering near their weapons. The human. Vex Thor's voice was barely a whisper. Has chosen Princess Anna. Leo's eyes snapped open. The woman he'd pointed to stepped forward from the back of the line, a position he now realized was separate from the others. She was shorter than the other Zephyrians. Her skin a unique shade of pearl white with golden undertones. Her eyes, large and luminous, held an intelligence that made Leo's breath catch. I accept, Anna said simply, her voice melodic even through the translator. Your Highness, Vex Thor protested. He is merely human. He didn't even know. The selection was made according to your own rules, Chancellor. Anna interrupted, her tone carrying unmistakable authority. Or do your traditions only matter when the outcome suits you? The Chancellor deflated visibly. Leo stood frozen, trying to process what he'd just done. 3 days later, Leo sat in Anna's private quarters aboard the mothership, his head in his hands. I'm so sorry, he said for the 100th time. I panicked. I didn't know who you were. If I could take it back, would you? Anna asked, tilting her head as she studied him from across the room. She'd been surprisingly calm about the whole situation, which somehow made Leo feel worse. I mean, you're a princess. You deserve to choose your own husband, not be randomly pointed at by some idiot from Earth who doesn't know what he's doing. Anna laughed, a sound like crystal chimes. Leo Martinez, do you know why I was standing at the back of that line? He shook his head. Because I refused every suitor my father presented for the last 10 years. I was there as a formality, never expecting to be chosen. The other maidens were all from noble houses, positioned prominently. I was the consolation prize, the princess who would remain unmarried. She moved closer, settling into a chair across from him. But you didn't see ranks or politics. You just pointed. That's not exactly noble, Leo muttered. No, Anna agreed. It was honest. Do you know what I've learned about humanity in the 3 days since our bonding announcement? Leo looked up, meeting her golden eyes. I've read everything I could access. Your species is young, barely 300 years into space travel. You have no natural telepathy, no enhanced strength, no extended lifespans. By all accounts, you shouldn't be significant in galactic affairs. She leaned forward. And yet, You are. Do you know why? Stubborn stupidity? Leo offered weakly. Anna smiled. Adaptability. Creativity. You make impossible choices in impossible situations and somehow make them work. That, Chancellor? He designed that scenario to trap you. If you'd refused, you'd insult us. If you'd chosen carefully, you'd be bound to whichever political faction you selected, and he'd control you through your wife. He never expected you to choose me, the one person in that room he couldn't control. Leo sat back, stunned. You mean? Your random choice was the only one that could have preserved Earth's independence in this alliance. The other noble houses would have used marriage to manipulate your planet's decisions. She stood, extending her hand to him. So yes, Leo Martinez of Earth, I accept this bonding. Not because I was chosen, but because I believe a human who makes decisions by pointing randomly might be exactly the kind of unpredictable partner I need. Leo took her hand, feeling the strange warmth of her skin against his. I don't know the first thing about being married to an alien princess. And I don't know anything about being married to a human. Anna replied. I suppose we'll figure it out together. Outside the viewport, Earth hung in the distance, a blue marble in the vast darkness. Leo thought about the absurdity of his situation, chosen as ambassador by accident, making a life-altering decision on a whim, and somehow landing himself engaged to an alien princess who found his chaos endearing rather than alarming. Maybe that was the human way. Maybe humanity's greatest strength wasn't planning or power, but the sheer audacity to point at the impossible and say, that one, so. Leo said, squeezing Anna's hand gently. What happens now? What happens now? Anna's smile widened, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Now, husband, we show the galaxy what happens when human randomness meets Zephyrian royalty. I suspect the universe isn't ready. Leo grinned back. He suspected she was right.